Hey guys, what's up? Hope everybody are doing good. Welcome back to my channel, The Tech Warriors. So guys, I think it's just yesterday. I think we had a demo sessions of basic Excel formulas. We just had a session how to do sum and count and how to do it subtractions. A basic demo sessions yesterday. In today's sessions, guys. So I think I already shared my screen and today's agenda would be the day to agenda would be Excel functions, where we would be discussing on multiplication, division, maximum, minimum, and concatenation, guys. Right. So these are the topics which we will be clearing for in today's session. Right. So let's quickly just navigate to our favorite Excel. Right. So if you look at this particular data in Excel, guys, so basically this is a sample data where I've just picked up in order to arrive the Excel formulas for multiplication, division, maximum, minimum, and concatenation. All right. So let me just quickly clear this cell and write a formula on how we can achieve it. All right. Yeah. So if you look at this particular sample data, as I just mentioned, I have student name in column A and their marks in column B and column C. Now, all which we're trying to achieve in this particular video is how we can use these formulas for these marks 1 and marks 2, right? For the respective student names, right? So if you look at this, James Walker, he scored to 31 in his marks 1 and 10 in marks 2. So how do we do this multiplication for these two marks? And how do you do division? And how will you find the maximum of these two marks, right? And how do we find the minimum of these two marks, and how do you concatenate? Okay, so let's go one by one, guys. So let's start out with multiplication. So we very well know that whenever we use a formula in Excel, we always start with equal to, right? So let's just quickly start then. So what we can do is, in order to do multiplication, I think we have a formula called as equal to, and we need to select the cells. So what are the cells which we have here? Okay, the cells what we have is for Mark Walker. The data what we have is in marks, column B and row 2, B2, right? See, this is a column B and 2, which is this. Then you want to do a multiplication. For this, you should use this particular, multiplication symbol. You can use Shift 8 to get that, and then you can select this marks 2 and press enter, right? So if you use this formula equal to B2, which is my this, so basically my B2 value for Jim's worker, it is in this particular cell, right? For marks 1, and my C2, which is the marks 2 value for Jim's worker, it is in C2. So we have used equal to B2 into C2 in order to get this multiplication. And in order to drag and drop, what you can do is you can just select the cell, and if you just scroll your mouse symbol here, you can see a plus mark and double click on this. You will get all the values which will be retrieved automatically from Excel, right? So this is the way how we use multiplication formula. All right. Hope I think it has been clear for multiplication. Now let's move on to division. Now, how do you divide 31 by 10? If you divide 31 by 10, what is the value which we get? Right. So for example, if 10 divided by 5, the result is what? 2, right? So if 31 divided by 10, we should get the result value is 3.1, right? So for that, how do you use it? So for that, what you can do is under division, you can go here, you can type equal to. Similar way, you have to take B2 value, then divided by your C2 value, right? And press enter. So now you can see if you in your B2 for James Walker divided by your C2. So B2 divided by C2, you will get the value of division, right? So, and again, if you want to scroll down, if you want to get for all the values, you can select this, and for drag and drop, you can just double click on this, right? Then you will get all your division values, right? Now we have learned about how to do a multiplication of two cells and division of two cells. Now we will understand what is this maximum, right? So what is the maximum? Say for example, if you have a range of 1 to 10, and if you want to find the highest number from 1 to 10, so obviously in a range 1 to 10, the highest value is 10, correct? So in this range, the value 10 is called as highest, which is nothing but your maximum value, right? So what is least? In my range 1 to 10, my least is 1. So least is nothing but a minimum value. So how will you now in this particular sample data, assume that for James Walker, he has got marks 1 and marks 2. Now, if he wants to identify the maximum, what in which marks he has got the maximum value, then how do we write a formula in order to achieve that result, right? So let's write the formula for maximum. So for that, in Excel, we have a formula called as maximum. For that, the formula what we use is equal to type max. You'll get the formula here. Then press tab in order to open the bracket. You can select the range. So we want the range, right? So for James Worker, the range what we have is your column B and C. So now we need to select this particular cell. Then you need to select this particular cell. How do we select this cell? After clicking on this mark one, press shift right arrow in order to select the values, then close the bracket and press enter, right? So if you look at this formula, it says equal to maximum of B2 is to C2. So within this range, what is my maximum value? So within this, from B2 to C2, if you look at 31 and 10, my maximum value is 31. So my Excel formula should result the maximum value is 31, right? So it has already resulted the value. Now let's scroll down by double click on this. Now if you validate the data for Clemens or for Paul's, okay, for Billy's Paul, the marks one is 18 and 98 is having for marks two. Now, which is highest marks, which is 92, which has been retrieved from the Excel by using max formula, right? Now, in the similar fashion, if you want to identify the least or minimum value from these two marks, now in this particular range for James Walker, 31 and 10, in this particular range, the least value is 10. So obviously, if you want to use a formula called minimum in order to retrieve this value as 10. For that, you can just go to column G. This is my column G. Click this cell and use a formula called as minimum of this range, right? And close, enter, right? See, now it has now I'll just try to scroll down, okay, by double click on this particular cell. If you look at this, see that for the student called James Walker, for the marks 31 and 10, the least value is 10. It is already retrieved. In the similar way, for Belma Clemons, 43 and 65, least value is 43. It is retrieved. For Kibo Underwood, 81 and 45, it is retrieved 45. So all the least values has been retrieved from the Excel, guys. So this is the way how we use maximum and minimum formula with the logic, right? Now, what is this concatenate? Let's talk about concatenate. What is this concatenate? Concatenate is nothing but, say for example, if you want to add any of the data, right? So you have the data in column A as James Walker. In column B, you have 31, and in column C, you have 10. All these are in different cells. So basically, when we discussed in our previous video, what are these? Like these are nothing but our cells, each and every cells. Okay, these are columns and these are rows, right? Which we discussed in our demo session, right? Now, if you want to concatenate your James Walker and marks, all his marks into one cell. Okay, we want to add James Walker student name and marks 1 and marks 2 within the same cell. How do we do it? How do we achieve it? Right? So we want to get the result, right? So for that, we have a formula in Excel called as concatenate. Okay, then press tab, select the text one value, meaning to select the range. Now, if you select the range, right, and if you close this, you will get a value as incorrect, because see, if you look at this particular formulas maximum and minimum, we have an option to select the range, like for the entire range B2 is to C2, and C2 and B2 divided by C2 and so on, right? But when you use a concatenation formula, we cannot use this particular symbol, like, as a range, because you will get a formula error. So what, in order to just achieve the result, what we have to do is we have to select the range, then you need to press a comma instead of is to, right? Then press marks 1 comma and marks 2, then enter, you will get the values, right? So in the concatenation we cannot use is to formula, we can just use comma, right? Then I'll just scroll down, and if you just see the values for concatenation, James Walker comma, it has added up 31 and 10, right? In the similar fashion for other students like Velma Clemons, we can see the values, it has been added, Kibo Underwood, it has been added, and so on our until Kirsten McDowell, which is our last row in this particular sheet, in this particular sample student data, right, guys? So this is how we use, like, basic formulas in order to do a multiplication, division, multiplication, division, maximum, minimum, and concatenation, guys, right? Hope this video has helped you to learn this basic Excel formulas. If you really like this video, please do like this video. Please share this to your friends, colleagues, in order to so this will enhance their Excel skills from the initial stage, right? So as we very well know that in my demo session I've told that, okay, this will be my initial level of understanding of Excel. So basically I am just starting up with the basic Excel. So the people who need an exposure to Excel, like, for their, like, for the college purpose, or for the, like, for their corporate purpose, they can start learning from the scratch. So the more that we start from the beginning, the more will be the better understanding, and the more we can just learn the things, and we can become an expert, guys. All right. So please do like the video, share the video, and subscribe the video. There are a lot more Excel function which is coming up in my upcoming videos. So please do subscribe my channel, so that whatever the videos which I am uploading in YouTube, you will be notified, guys. Yeah. So have a great day, guys. You have a very good day, and see you in the next video. Thank you all. Bye bye.